This episode is going to be a bit of a how the sausage is made episode. I had grand plans for one that paints me in a better light for this week, but due to a snafu, we get this one instead. In this episode, we're going to be brief, and we're going to talk about versions in your package file. I try to make jokes about how we're always typing the same command to install packages, because I want that one to become a part of your muscle memory. It's always npm install -- save package name. This serves us well. If I want to install Express, it's npm install -- save Express. If I did that here in a fresh directory, let's have a look at what npm does. I can see in my node modules directory that I now have Express installed, and I can see in my own package.json file that it laid down the most recent version and it put in some semantic versioning wizardry. Express 4.8.7. That little caret has some special meaning. Let's see what that means at the npm doc page on semantic versioning. Here we are at the caret, and we see that it means anything from the current version on up to the next major version. So in Express's case today, this would mean anything from 4.8.7 on up to, but not including, 5.0.0. And just for your weekly dose of pedantry, there's nothing wrong with version numbers like 4.15.46. Minor and patch versions can be greater than 9, and the universe will not implode. When I first got into Node, I didn't know about the -- save option on npm install. So when I wanted a package, I'd manually enter it into package.json, but I didn't know what version to use. So I'd put in latest, which is syntactically correct, but semantically absurd. If you do that, it means that every time you npm install from scratch, it pulls the absolute latest version when you run the command. This likely won't bite you in development, but when you're deploying to a platform that effectively whacks your node modules folder with each deployment, such as Heroku, this will bite you quickly. Okay, so you've probably been able to tell that I'm a fan of Jade, and where I do the development for all the Learn All the Nodes website, Jade was at version 1.3.1. However, the latest version of Jade is 1.6.0. I'm in the middle of redesigning the site, and my staging instance of the site accidentally overwrote the static assets for the production site. Yeah, rookie use of Heroku fork, totes my bad. I did a redeployment that would pull the static assets from a different location, but that deployment moved Jade to 1.6.0. In version 1.3.1, when including a JavaScript file in a page, you might have written the script tag like so. It's just a script with a source, but notice that dot at the very end. In Jade 1.6.0, this is correctly written as the following. It's the same, but notice the lack of a dot. If you're doing a literal script tag with the code right in the page, you still want the dot. But if you're including a script tag from another source, leave it out. The downer is that there's no error thrown. You just get a blank episode page, which is what you all got treated to early Labor Day. Now, if I had properly locked down my Jade version, there would have been no problems. And the astute observer would notice that npm's default of using the caret in the version number, I still would have had the same problem. For that reason, I recommend not even sticking with that. As an alternative, you can use a tilde, like so. Express tilde 4.8.7. This would allow anything from 4.8.7 up to, but not including, 4.9.0. This way you can pick up bug fixes, but you get the chance to check out versions with new functionality somewhere in the pipeline before production. And then, it's important to either check for updates on your project on a regular basis or use something like Cover My App to do it for you. So why on earth were you, the Learn All the Nodes guy, using latest in your package file, you ask? That's a fair question. I've used Jade since my very first Node project, and I do a fair bit of copy-paste for the boilerplate parts of a new project. So Jade latest survived by not having been revisited in a while. There, I said it, I'm blushing, and there you go. Hey, at least it makes for a great teachable moment. So that's the embarrassing tale of how the site became useless on Labor Day. May my bad examples serve as a warning to you and your project. Until next time, happy coding.